Hello, I'm Yelena Joy. Welcome to my studio. I feel really grateful that SoulAtPlay invited me to share with you my creative process. I have always been moved by the force of life. I grew up as a very sensitive child, and I expressed that way that the life moves through me with art. In a different part of my life, I use different artistic expressions. I think I would think of myself as a tuning fork. So it depends on life circumstances of the people that I get interact with. I can feel that the essence can be expressed with a particular media. So for example, when my dad died, I don't know why, but I was really drawn to really solid geometric structures. And I was creating tiles. I have this example for you. So I was creating these tiles out of clay individually, and I would fire them in the stove and then paint them and then create these boxes. So it was all about boxes at that time. A lot of boxing was happening. And this is another example. So for 2.5 years, I was going through my grieving process, creating those solid structures. I'm imagining it because my dad was a really solid presence, masculine presence in my life. And when he passed away, I was missing this stability. And those geometric structures subconsciously, I think, were guiding me and allowed me to feel that again. Later in my life, I was more moved by nature, and there was more wholeness in my experiencing of myself. And different creations started to pop up, which is the flowers. First of all, I was painting flowers. You can see behind me. There was a period of my life when the flower expression was just coming through me, even though the situation in life wasn't the easiest. But that's how it came about. And then I was utilizing actually the actual flowers and floral life, creating these pieces with epoxy. It's kind of see-through, maybe difficult to see. There you go. So this is epoxy is has this there is another one example. It's not the media that I often use. It's been kind of lately what I was playing with and adding to my artwork. But it's a very fluid. Once it's solid, it solidifies and then it holds its form. But while you're working with it, it's very fluid. You can't really control it much. And I like the collaboration with it. So it's basically a collaborative process, which brings me to collaborations. Through my artwork, I always collaborated with people. Although people say that artist is a lonely career, I don't feel it that way. Even if I'm working in a studio alone, I'm inspired by the people that I interacted with, by the people whose portrait I'm painting, or by the nature and the life expression itself. One of the collaborative projects I had was inspired by protection and bringing the awareness to the ocean and to the cleaning of the ocean. And the project I created with the Ocean Society, I was creating hearts. The hearts made out of wood, and I used epoxy and painted them. It was our fundraiser. Today, I want to introduce you to one of my collaborative projects with Jane Warren. She's a poet. And when I first heard her reciting her poem, I was really moved by it. And images were flowing through me effortlessly. And I really wanted to illustrate that poem. The product of this creation is very beautiful, inspiring, and moving. I think it's very timely. So in a little bit, you will hear Jane reading this poem. I invite you to enjoy and nurture yourself with the words and images of this poem.
Have you ever wondered? A wonder poem for kids of all ages. Have you ever wondered what came before you? Just where you were hanging and what did you do? Before you were born, before you were here, before you had arms, legs, a nose, and an ear. Well, nobody knows just exactly what's true, but something, it seems, came before me and you. So, how about we call it a place before time, another dimension where all is sublime? And sublime, you might say, and that's defined how? It means awe, it means wonder, it means a big wow. So let's just assume home's there and sublime, a place that is silent, no ladders to climb, a place that is no place, but peaceful and wide, where nothing is happening, no thing to decide. A place from which everything that we're aware of came from at some point and into the glare of this space as we know it. But back before that, we rested in bliss like a well-tended cat. So, in this cosmic kitchen, this great cosmic stew, the place that begat every me, every you, if we started in nothing and then we appeared, and if everything else did the same, is this weird? Well, that means that the Earth and each planet and star and the galaxies, ours and those that are far, must be part of the same really big cosmic brew. And somehow in all that came our perfect crew. On this little planet, in this part of space, creation or chaos or blind luck or grace. So this planet called Earth, it's full of wonders bizarre. Let's take a good look at this world where we are. It's quite an amazing, magnificent spot, full of people and climate, both cold and then hot, full of animals, plants, the odd virus or two, an incredible mixture, this rich cosmic stew. And look at the way we have organized stuff into quite random nations, some gentle, some tough. We revel in playing, and often we fight. We invent and destroy and create with delight. We're the same, yet we're different. We're cautious, we're bold. We're a him or a her, but it's all the same mold. We all love our children. We all love to laugh. We all get it right, and we make the odd gaffe. And possibly other concoctions exist that all our exploring of space has yet missed. Other worlds full of conscious and sentient souls, full of others like us with the same basic goals. Or maybe there aren't. We may sit at the lip of the arrow of growth, all alone on that lip, and be the greatest created and organized group that the universe knows, the extreme alpha troop. Or we may be a part of some grand master plan that indeed reaches back before all this began. And that plan may have structure and purpose and goals, or that plan may be loose, full of what ifs and holes. We may all be a part of experiment 10, titled, If Matter Goes Conscious, What Happens Then? Perhaps there's a chief of a dignified sort, or maybe we're part of some big cosmic sport. But whatever the ultimate answer may be, it still begs the question, well, what about me? I may be called Ahmed or Peng or Christine, but regardless of that, I'm here and I'm keen. I want to contribute to where we are going without even knowing, just going and growing and moving beyond what has come here before. I want to expand and evolve and explore. Because one thing I know that is certain to me, we're all going somewhere, and sure as can be, we can blow ourselves up, we can drag ourselves down, we can whimper and whine and complain, we can frown, or we can be curious, open, wide-eyed. We can wonder at all that we each can provide. So if life's really more than the sum of its parts, well, it can make us feel small, or see deep in our hearts that all that we do, be it grand, be it local, if we're out there and loud and expressive and vocal, or quieter in our projection and pace, we can still live our life from an authentic place. Then each way we appear, each path that we choose, if we choose from our soul without plan or excuse, provides to the world and the universe broad an exceptional sample of real, not a fraud. A person who knows who they are, what they see, a person who shows us that we can be free, a person pursuing a path that advances, enjoying the ride they create, all the dances, aware what they're doing and what brought them here, aware of their impact, of joy and of fear, taking care of their needs, bringing real to this world, allowing themselves to be out there unfurled. So, where are we headed? And where will it end? Who knows? It's adventure. It's a grand way to spend all these years that we each get to play in this place. So let's make it exciting. Let's grow and let's face every twist, every turn, every possible option. And as each generation refines the adoption and quickens the keeping the knowledge of how to live lives from wonder, from awe, and from wow, which, if you recall at the start of this poem, was where I proposed was originally home, well, then home spreads to here in the time and space world, and the start and the journey get twisted and twirled, which leaves us all free to move way beyond here and to play and explore on this fabulous sphere and know we are moving this whole thing ahead from the day we are born to the day we are dead. And out beyond that to what comes hereafter. I'm voting for joy and for love and for laughter.
I hope you enjoyed this little presentation and the poem itself. My invitation for you is to express your creativity, to feel free, to use the media that moves you. Because our individual expression is really never our individual expression. It always touches the collective. Maybe in a small way, maybe it's just your family, your friends, maybe in a bigger way when it produces a book. But it always touches the collective and brings love, joy, and moves and affects someone's lives in unpredictable ways. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed it. Here is to creative process.